Well, hello. This is the day that the Lord has made. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Good morning. Good morning. Sunday morning with Julia Royston, where I am always seeking to build people on purpose for purpose. And so I think back often, I didn't get a lot of whoopings because I didn't like whoopings. I saw other people get whoopings and I didn't like them publicly or my younger sister. I just didn't like a lot of whoopings. But the probably one of the worst whoopings I ever got was I was over at the neighbor's house across the street. I've told this before. And it was time to go to Monday night young people service. And I didn't want to go. My mama said, what do you mean you don't want to go? And I ended up over there at their house and left the house. And I don't know what was wrong with me. 'Cause I couldn't have been but 7 or 8 years old. But sure enough, my mother said, it's time to go. What did I tell you? I told you we was going to youth service and it's Monday night and you need to get in this car. And when I got in the car, my sisters was in the back seat and I was in the front. Easy access to the brush. And my mama wore my legs out because we was running late. And usually we picked up people on the way to church and gave rides. If we didn't give them a ride on the way to church, we gave them a ride on the way back home. So we were running late. Mama didn't like to run late. She wanted to be on time. If we were going, we wanted to be on time. And she was like, what did I tell you? Yeah, but they over there, I don't know. They might have been eating hot dogs. I don't know why I was over there. But that was one of the whoopings I remember the most. And I have never forgot it. 60 some years later, 50 some years later, I have not forgotten that whooping. And the same thing happened with the children of Israel. In Jeremiah 11:4, obey my voice and do them. God is saying, even today, what did I tell you? What have I given you instructions on? Because my mama's whoopings was bad, and my daddy's whoopings wasn't so bad. He only gave one leg, but my mama's whooping, oh yeah, she wear you out. But God's whoopings, that's a totally different thing. Because his power, his plan, his ability far goes beyond my parents. Any human thinking, even any human thought. He can hold it up, shut it down. Don't let him call you back. Mm-mm. If he has a plan and a purpose for your life and a direction for you to go, everything will cease. Everything will stop. So he's asking me and you, what did I tell you? So I have enjoyed watching online all the convocations and all the church conferences and all of the events. I've been to a few. I went to one. I went to my home church organization. It was just really wonderful seeing that and being with family reunion. It's emotions running all everywhere. Some of the questions you have in your mind is like, okay, so why did I leave? Well, why did I go? And am I supposed to come back? And what am I supposed to be doing? And where am I supposed to be going? He said, what did I tell you? And I knew what that well, I knew what that meant. That there are some things that are just for you. And you can applaud, you can celebrate, you can fellowship with, you can be proud of. But that may not be for you. That's not what he's called you to do. It's not where he's called you to be. And one of the first things is we have to do is we had to ask him. Make sure that we seek him and keep in touch with him. Senior choir at my home church used to say, why don't you keep in touch with Jesus? He wants to hear from you. Why don't you keep in touch with Jesus? He's waiting to see you through. Now I realize that the Bible is our word, is a lamp, and it is everything, a guidebook. But then there are some things that do not go against scripture, but are specific instructions for you. And we see that all through scripture. When Jesus wanted to do a work with somebody, sometimes they dipped 7 times. Sometimes he put mud on them. Sometimes he said he spoke the word and did. So there are some specific instructions for you to carry out. Know the full plan and the full purpose for your life. We want to stay in the middle of the road and walk it and continue to be what God has called you to be, one step at a time. So obey his voice. And sometimes, I'm from Kentucky, so that's horse country. And they put the blinders on the horses so they can go straight instead of looking at the horses to the left or to the right. And sometimes we have to put not only spiritual, but sometimes even natural blinders, not to be tempted to click on somebody else's profile, apply to somebody else's class, follow. No, because that's not for you. And you can, gain information, you can gain guidance, you can, find out how it's done, but it may not be for you. And there are times when you're like, well, why can't I know? I mean, I'm not a total idiot. I know I can learn it, but it's not for you. That's not the direction and the course and the purpose and plan he has for you. What did I tell you? What did I say? And now, with me being 63 years old, our old folks say I got more years behind me than I do ahead. So therefore, I don't have time to waste. I don't have energy that I had when I was in my 20s. I'm in my 60s. So therefore, my mother tells me, slow your pace, Julia, slow your pace, so that you can be around for the long haul and don't exude energy and don't waste time and don't put money to efforts that will not give you a return on your investment. And then, secondly, he only gave me 2 points today. Your assignment. There are people waiting on your assignment for you to be in the place you're supposed to be. I know when I go to events all the time, and especially if people are at vending, most of the vending events I go to, Brian's with me or somebody's with me. So if I need to walk away, we don't walk away at the same time. I'm like, I got to go to the bathroom. He sits there and watches and sells. And then when I'm going to the restroom, I'm sitting there watching and selling. So we usually have somebody, at the booth at all times until we close down for the night or open up the next morning. There are some people who come to events, especially around me. And that's the reason why I always usually make friends at events, and at least, cordial or business. They say, can you watch my booth? And then when people come, I say, they just have to wait for a second. God has for me is for me. It is. It is. And it'll come and it'll be there and it will happen. But if you're out of position, you could delay it. It may be delayed, but not denied, but you could delay it. And you could be in a different position, position mentally, position financially, position physically when it does come around. There are some people who go back to school in their 60s and 70s. They could have gone in their 20s when they were young and vibrant and could think and stay up all night and study, but they got to do different. They're still going to get the degree, and we all going to be excited and appreciative and all the things. But good God, it's going to take more than it did if you had done it at first. It's gonna require a different level of effort. It's going to require a different level of you if you don't do it in the time when he says it. Excuse me. It's going to take a different level of your time, your effort. You got a child. You didn't have any kids when you were doing it before. You could have done it and you didn't have to work a full-time job. Now you got to work 2 full-time jobs and try to go to school. And you're going to get it done. It will be completed. It will be finished. You will get there. But that wasn't God's first intent. You decided you're going to go your own way and do it your way and chase after something that wasn't intended for you. It'll happen. It'll get done. It doesn't have anything to do with your salvation, going to heaven, or none of that. But you're going to feel it. You're going to know it. You're going to know it. One time, there was a situation where I was trying to warn somebody. Oh, God, I'm going to warn. He said, no, you can't warn them. I'm like, Lord, but I mean, I don't think I'd be a good friend if I didn't say something. He said, you can't say nothing because they're not listening to me. And if they're not listening to me, then definitely not going to listen to you. So they have got to walk this out. They've got to go down this road. It's not that I'm not going to bless them. It's not that I'm, but they've got to go it the hard way because they're not listening. They didn't. They heard me. They know what I said, but they refused to obey. Then you have to suffer the consequences, like I did going to the neighbor's house. Instead of getting in the car to go to youth service, I had to suffer the consequences. I had to get a whooping. Now, fortunately, that whooping was at 7 years old and not at 57. Right? That whooping was then, and not standing at my booth as often as I see people who cry and, oh, the Lord told me, and I said, you haven't done it. Well, let me roll my chair back a little bit so I don't get struck by lightning as something happened. Because you didn't do it yet. You haven't done it. And it was a command. That was the first book I ever wrote, was a command. God said, it's time to put the book together. And I did it. I didn't know what I was doing. I did the best I could, and it turned out pretty good. And I reformatted, put a new cover on it, but that's it. That's still, I've upgraded my skills, and 18 plus years, I've gotten better, but I started where I started. And even though I look at some of the books I did before, I'm going, oh, girl, that's embarrassing. And I redo them. I redo the insides. I redo the covers because I've learned more. I know more. But what if I hadn't ever started? What if I hadn't ever moved forward and did what he said and put the first book together, no matter how it looked 18 plus years ago? I wouldn't be in the place where I am now. I wouldn't know as much. I wouldn't be able to do as much. I wouldn't be able to teach anybody anything if I hadn't gone through nothing. If I hadn't did what he said first time, I wouldn't have been able to learn and grow and meet new people and new opportunities come along and new books to write. And because he trusted me after I did the first one. That's all I thought I was going to do. When I went to Starbucks with a friend, I said, well, maybe 2 or 3 books. I don't know. 150 plus books later, 165 products later, here we are. And now I know what my full purpose is. I know all of that, reading under the covers with the flashlight and all that. That was all a part of it. Falling in love with books, having 2 masters in library science. That was just all a part of it. But sometimes you got to go back and say, what did he tell me the first time? What did he tell me to do? What was the first thing he said? Well, then go back and do that. Start there. And you have moments of grandeur, and you see, because you don't know all the process that people went when they're elevated and when they get new positions and new jobs. And even if it's not in the church world, in the community, in politics, you don't know what all they did. And sometimes I don't want to know. But for you, you have to decide, what did he tell you? And it can expand and grow and be because you did the first thing. Go do your first works over. Go back to what he said. So some of you, it's the first Sunday in August, you got to go back to what he said in January. Or he might have said it last June. I don't know. And you haven't done that yet. And as much headache and as much time and energy and effort was done for me to redo all of my websites and do all of my ads and all of my promotional flyers. Almost a year later, it was worth it. I don't want to do it. Kicking and screaming. My friends, I'm like, no. Now I click and it works. People can purchase, people can buy and find out information. It was worth it. So what's it worth it for you? What did he tell you to do? You're not going to able to know what it's worth until you do it. I hope that helps you. I hope that blesses you so that you can live your best life. Coming up at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time right there on envision-radio.com, where praise meets talk. And then Tuesdays, before I go to Tuesdays, Sunday. Today, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on envision-radio.com. And then the replays are Live Your Best Life with Royston.com. Live Your Best Life with Royston.com. And then on Tuesdays, is the Book Business Boss Show. We're in season 5, turning your book into a business. And we've been going step by step, by step by step by step. But it's really good. It's good for me, and hopefully it's a blessing to you. So on Tuesdays at 10:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time and on envision-radio.com. And then the replays are bookbusinessbosspodcast.com. I'm up to 20 that are already out there on the replay. So season 5, episodes 1 through 20. So and all of season 1, 2, 3, and 4 are there. So subscribe, that when I upload something new, it's right there for you. And then you can purchase Julia Royston books at Next Chapter Bookstore in Greensboro, North Carolina, Sankofa Center and Bookstore at Bates Memorial Church in Louisville, and The Amazing Corner, theamazingcorner.com with its online bookstore and mobile book fairs, as well as When I See Me Children's Book Fair that just happened recently, but I'm quite sure she has more events coming up. And Julia Royston books are there as she moves about the Ohio area or outside Ohio. She's been on the move. Miss Valerie Lewis Coleman, When I See Me.com. And speaking of When I See Me and Miss Valerie Lewis Coleman, meet Brian and I at the Dayton African American Festival in Dayton, Ohio, August 15th and 16th. We'll be in Paducah, Kentucky, August 28th through the 30th, and then Nashville, Tennessee, September 5th. Shop Black Fest in Nashville. Yeah, we on the road. And those of you who are interested in registering, go to ODMB FAB Festival. That's ODMB Fab. That's Books, Film, and Art Festival.com. And reach out if you're in the Paducah area, Illinois. When you get that far west, you start touching Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee. Come on through. It should be a wonderful time. It's just in its second year, so I'm looking forward to the continued growth from first year to this year as well. And then what else is coming up? Classes coming up. Yep. I'll be having classes all the way through the end of the year. The RoystonTrainingAcademy.com is where all my class signups. So the Royston Training Academy, that's where any events and any classes that I have coming up. And August 20th, I'm doing a product creation, but it's primarily digital product creation. Some digital products you create, you can turn them into a physical book, and I've done that often. But sometimes you need digital products for lead generation, to gain people's attention, creating infographic, ebooks. We'll talk about all of that stuff. So register at RoystonTrainingAcademy.com. That's RoystonTrainingAcademy.com. Classes on August 20th. Join me. Then September 12th, fourth quarter and beyond. So if you've been in this book game for a while and you're wanting a place to be able to plan, to strategize, understand your promotion game, vending, even developing new books, let's talk about it. Fourth quarter into first quarter, we're going to be talking about it September 12th. Bring all your notebooks, plans, what you got. We get ready to have a wonderful time. Then October 3rd, if you haven't written it, write that book now. Register at RoystonTrainingAcademy.com. You can register for any or all of the courses. They're already ready for you to register now. So I hope to see you all soon in class. Also, the Michael J. Royston Scholarship is still available for you to donate. It is a 501c3, so that is a tax-deductible donation. You will receive a letter from us to submit to for tax purposes and filing purposes. So is going for literacy and technology. So that's a scholarship, and I'll be telling specifics of what we did, a whole production of what happens and what we use the money for. But through the end of the year, we are accepting donations for the Michael J. Royston scholarship. Go to bkroystonfoundation.org to make your tax deductible contribution today. For all other websites, e-commerce stores, go to JuliaAKRoyston.com. That's JuliaAKRoyston.com. I'm Dr. Julia Royston, praying today, tomorrow, and always that you live your best life. Until next time, bye-bye.